You're listening to Exploring Anime with Friends, a JMO for Real podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all major podcasting networks. I'm your host, JMO! And today's friend is my wife and co-host. How's it going today, Sarah?
Hi, everyone. It's going great today.
Awesome. Are you all excited for today's episode of Exploring Anime with Friends Movie Edition?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Today we will be exploring the world of Overlord, the Sacred Kingdom, a dark fantasy isekai released in November of 2024. First, we will meet our main character, Ainz Ul Gaon, and learn a little bit of the history of the world of Overlord. After that, we will go into Yaglabaoth's attack upon the Sacred Kingdom and the war that has begun. Then we will dive into the Sacred Kingdom seeking out the Sorcerer King in order to make an alliance to free their nation from Yaglabaoth. And finally, we will go into the war as Ainz Ul Gaon himself takes the battlefield versus Yaglabaoth. And remember, if you like what you hear today, check us out on social media. Like, subscribe, and follow. Click that button right there. In tradition with our Halloween month up to this point in time, we are not doing a witch this week we've done the last 2 weeks. We're doing a sorcerer lich.
Yes.
Adding some skeletons and some demi-humans and demons this time around. Talk to us about Ainz, Sarah. How amazing of a character is Ainz?
He's pretty great, actually. He's pretty high up there for me, I think. And I know you like him a lot. I know watching this movie.
Huge fan.
Yeah, it's kind of like reawakened that with you.
And the movie does him great justice.
Definitely does. I mean, I'd say he's a nice person, but he's not really a person anymore.
He is as kind as he can be for someone who is seeking out world domination.
Yes. And listen, this whole movie, he did a great job playing the part. I do believe he's actually kind-hearted in there, but you've got to make choices.
Yeah.
As the movie shows, you have to make sacrifices. You can't look weak, and he does a good job with all of those things.
He knows what he needs to do in order to get to his goal, and he's willing to do it, but he's always looking for the best option. He's someone who's looking to win people over. Yes. He doesn't just want to defeat and have a ton of conquest underneath him. Yes, do not mistake it. He wants to be the supreme ruler of the world. He wants to be the man in charge. He wants to restore the guild Ainz Ul Gaon to its former glory. One of the things you have to note, he was never originally Ainz Ul Gaon.
Yes.
Ainz Ul Gaon was the guild that him and his friends played in when they played this massive MMO online together. He was Momon. However, as the servers were shutting down on that original game, he stayed online, kind of like an end-of-the-world party in some sort of way.
Actually kind of beautiful. Like, I remember watching that first episode. I was like, wow, that's like not heartwarming, but like heart-wrenching, but kind of heartwarming too.
We've been there in the final days of a game, the final days of a club, an activity or something that was coming to an end, and it's just... There's a lot of tears, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of fond memories. You're just holding on to that one final moment. And he's on that server holding on to that one final moment. And then he passes out. And when he wakes up, he is his character, Momon. And the world has come to life. He can't find anyone else. There's no other players online, but the NPCs that they created for their guild hall, they are there, and they're acting more like real beings, with the exception of they still all worship the members of Ainz Ul Gaon. So what does he do? He decides, if I got sucked in here, there is a chance that other members of my guild got sucked into here too. So I'm going to take on the name Ainz Ul Gaon.
I mean, it's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
In order to hopes that as he expands the empire to the vast reaches of the world, that he will find his friends and restore his guild again.
Yeah.
So really, that's what it is. That's his reason for wanting world domination. It's to find those he lost. You can argue the semantics of, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? It's like, well, he's a conqueror. Like,
he is.
There's no conqueror in the history of the earth or fiction who's a good guy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily make them evil.
Yes. Agreed.
They have to do tough things to get what they want. And maybe that goal should never be the target of anyone. But Ainz is as kind-hearted, thoughtful, and considerate of a conqueror as any that has ever existed in either reality or fiction.
Agreed. You summed it up.
And he's meticulous. He's not as highly strategic and skilled as his servants Albedo and Demiurge make him out to be.
Oh, man.
Talk to us a little bit about the awe and respect.
I don't know. There's some like imposter syndrome going on somewhere. Like they just assume that Ainz's thought process is just so far beyond their own that they don't see what his plans are, and they'll never be able to understand them because he's just so great and powerful.
Yeah.
It's humorous. It's hilarious to actually like hear this like sycophant voice voicing this opinion. Like
sycophant is
the
right way to put it.
He is a sycophant. He's just like, oh, he's so excited that they get to kill things and read in the name of our Lord Ainz will gown.
I mean, when someone gets bit by the Ainz bug, it bites them hard, as we're going to see through the course of this movie, because it's not just them, it's people in the world too. One in particular that we'll be talking about, Baraha. But it's kind of crazy because they're all like, man, he's playing like cosmic 3D chess while all of us are playing hopscotch. Like, when the truth is he's kind of playing chess with most opponents playing checkers.
Yeah.
So he is a strategic mind that is above a lot, but his servants think he's even so much more than that. And frankly, people don't disagree when they see him in action.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on for sure.
The truth of the matter is, good sound tactics with immense power sometimes make you seem like you have even better tactics.
Oh yeah, for sure.
His power makes up for a lot. Talk to us a little bit about his ridiculous power level, though.
I mean, I don't know what to say. We could just call it ridiculous power level, move on if you want. He's ridiculously strong. He's stronger than all his subordinates, which is kind of a must for someone who's trying to take over the world. He's stronger than those around him. Dang, he just lit up the sky in part of the movie. It's just like firework type effect going on everywhere. And I think it was just to play the moment up, make it look cool. But the fact that he can do it's still pretty cool.
Actually, I would argue that Ainz showed less ridiculous magic and less spectacular things in the movie.
I mean, you've seen it more than me.
Than he does in the series. And the funny thing is, like, I'm going to critique a little right from the start. For a war movie, we didn't get a lot of fighting.
I agree with you there. They skip past some parts that I would have liked to have seen.
And I get it, at 2 hours and 14 minutes, it's already going a little bit longer. So you add in fight scenes and you're suddenly going to 3 hours. But I wish they gave us a little bit more action. But with that said, the lack of action made for a better story progression.
Yeah, the story progression was good for sure.
But anyway, this movie does not really revolve around Ainz.
He's there, though.
He's an important part,
but you're right.
This movie revolves around the Sacred Kingdom.
Yes.
Yaglabaoth is a demon king. He is the most powerful demon in the land, and he has been completely fabricated by Ainz ul Gown, Albedo, and Demiurge. Take a quick moment to tell us a little bit about each of them.
I mean, they're his sycophants. Pretty much.
I mean, there is 1 and 2.
There is 1 and 2, yeah. Demiurge is definitely more demon-y because he's a demon. Albedo's a succubus, so she's a little more, succubus-y.
She stays back in the Sorcerer Kingdom with Ainz.
She's kind of like a prime minister. I think she actually called herself a prime minister.
She is the prime minister, correct.
I'm not sure what Demiurge's actual full-time role is, but in this
he's one of the floor leaders. There are multiple floors to the tomb temple of Nazarick. I forget whether it's tomb or temple. And he's typically the second one that Ainz will fall back on. Or that gets so crazy. Him and Albedo just get so crazy at so many different times.
Gosh.
Putting words into Ainz's mouth without even realizing they're doing it. I'm going to say that it's not a manipulation on their parts because of how much awe and respect Demiurge had for Ainz in that open scene as Yaglabaoth when Ainz was nowhere around.
Oh, yeah, no, he was just giddy with joy for being able to do all this stuff for Lord Ainz.
Yes, and as he's on that battlefield, he is posing as the demon Yaglabaoth. And he is rising up an army because at this point in time, they need a powerful antagonist to Ainz's protagonist to paint Ainz as the hero, so on and so forth. So he's leading an army of demi-humans, lizard men, pterodactyls. Tell us about the cool
pterodactyl
diversity.
People. Pterodactyls? No, they were pterodactyl people.
Talk to us about the army. Like,
it was cool. It had these like snake type people that I don't know what weird slug ones that made a second appearance.
The bear centaur.
There was a wolf centaur thing.
Wolf centaur, my bad.
Like this Yeti looking guy. Like they were all really cool.
They looked cool, and they're marching on the Sacred Kingdom. And
well, they're not prepared for this. They're prepared for a lot, but not for this.
As they said, that the first wall is the only wall that anyone ever sees because the first wall always takes care of the problems.
Yeah.
And as you're just seeing the initial crossbow bolts riddle through and taking out parts of the wall, including taking out the generals on that side, you start to quickly realize that kingdom is falling hard and it's falling fast. And just the way that Yaglabaoth takes out the captains in that scene, he has one of them impale himself.
It's brutal.
Yeah, no, it's just with a word.
Yeah. I was kind of curious why he didn't just keep doing that, but kind of glad I only had to see it once.
Yeah, and the one important thing that you really gather from that opening scene is that one of the captains with the last name Baraha, he actually has a daughter that has his Hawkeye eye type powers, and that is Nia. So this battle happens, Yaglabaoth makes it into the city and is confronted by the leader of the Sacred Order, the princess, by Remedios. Talk to us about that scene and the escape of Remedios.
Oh, that whole scene was crazy. So they're fighting. Demiurge posing as Yaglabaoth basically goes into like Super Saiyan mode, and it's actually one of his subordinates that suddenly like takes over as the avatar of
he jumps out and he summons in, but he makes it seem like he's going into
makes it seem like he's just powered up, not this big monster thing with claws and giant wings, and it's just brutal what this character does. The Paladin Order's right there. They're the only ones that could potentially stop this, and they can't.
No.
So, posing as Yaglabaoth, this demon creature teleports over, grabs the princess, and is like, "You'll make a great weapon," and then just smashes her.
It's swinging her around, using her as a weapon.
It's brutalizing. I was not expecting it. It's been a while since I've seen Overlord, so I didn't quite remember like how things went. I was like, whoa, that's intense.
Yeah, no, this is definitely
definitely a higher rating.
It's rated as a 16+. It's literally for violence.
Yeah, that's it.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
So know that 16+ is earned.
Yes, very much. The paladins have to run. They have to go find some way, somehow, to help, and they do.
Yeah, and one important thing to note was that Demiurge always planned on there being survivors.
Yes, he always made that very clear to whoever he was talking to in the backgrounds.
And this shows how much of a genius he is, how much of a genius Ainz is, because the point is never complete hostile takeover of the Sacred Kingdom. The goal is the Sacred Kingdom willingly submitting to the Sorcerer's Kingdom and becoming part of the Empire.
It makes so much sense as it was playing out, as we were watching it. Just such a brilliant play.
Yeah, sometimes it just gets lost too, because you're watching the movie and it's kind of like...
And everyone's playing their part well.
Yeah, so it's looking like a war scene. It's looking like a war movie throughout the whole thing. But once again, it's just the progression of the plan.
Yeah.
And in order for the plan to work, there have to be survivors, led by the captain of the guard, Remedios, and her number 2 in command, Gustav, because they have to head to the Sorcerer King's empire and ask Ainz, the Sorcerer King, if Momon, Lord of Darkness, his adamantite champion, can fight on their behalf. So if you like what you're hearing so far, remember to check this movie out for yourself on Crunchyroll. It's 2 hours and 14 minutes. It went by very quickly.
Yes.
It was a very entertaining watch. So yeah, definitely recommend that. And if you like what you're hearing on this show, check us out on social media, like, subscribe, and follow. So we were just talking about Momon of Darkness. We mentioned that name earlier in the show because Momon was the character who became Ainz Ooal. Spoiler alert, Momon is Ainz Ooal.
Yeah, just
so it's
concealing mask.
Yeah, Momon wears a full heavy armor at all the time. When he takes off the helmet, he uses illusionary magic to show the face and so on and so forth. So he initially went out into the world as an adventurer, became adamantite, became a hero that people respected. That way, when Ainz showed his lich form for the first time, and Momon decided to back Ainz and support Ainz gained more credibility.
Very clever.
Yeah, right? Like everything he does is done with the big picture in mind. Like, but Momon backs him, he supports him because the undead are known for not caring about the living. But Ainz, as Remedios and Gustav arrive to his kingdom, you quickly realize Ainz cares about everyone. Talk to us about that walk into as the Sacred Kingdom is going to the Sorcerer King's empire.
I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect. It's been a while. So, like, I don't remember if we ever got to the actual...
Fair, Overlord has not been good at keeping up with the release schedule.
Okay, to be fair, that's a good point.
Ugh.
But either way, I didn't remember if we actually got to the point where he's got his, like, castle domain set up. And you just walk in, and the streets are great. It's not like this rundown, broken up thing. There's people and demi-humans and undead all just living around each other.
Going to the market together.
No fights, no nothing. There's big giant skeleton guard just like walking down the street, huge. Takes up
Revenant
almost
Knights.
Revenant. Okay, I like that. They're just walking down the street, just big hulking things, and no one bats an eye. No one's afraid. There's kids smiling and waving as the knights are heading towards the castle. It's like a little utopia, to be honest.
There's a dragon flying up.
There's a dragon.
Yeah,
I forgot. How did I forget the dragon?
Yeah, I don't know how you forgot the dragon.
There's no screams of terror. There's literally a dragon flying above them.
Yeah. Because all are welcome in the kingdom of the Sorcerer King.
Yep.
And you're greeted by two giant statues of Heinz
that his people created.
In.
He didn't want the statues. The people wanted them for him.
Yeah, that was an Albedo Demiurge
idea. It was
definitely.
It had to be.
Though I'm sure it was backed up by all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone agreed it was a good idea.
So you get there, and after some negotiations that we don't fully see all of them going on, we just know that Remedius is the one who's supposed to be in charge, but that our true hero of the show, Nea Baraha, our real main character,
is just a squire.
Yeah, she's just a squire, and she speaks out of turn in these meetings.
Well, yeah.
But as a result of it, she's able to get negotiated to where Momon can lend his aid within the next 2 years as opposed to the initial next 3 years.
Yeah.
But this isn't good enough.
No, they need aid right away.
Yeah. Yaglabaoth is going to tear the city apart, as far as they know. But Ainz's reasoning behind it, tell them his reasoning behind it, why he can't just release Momon.
Momon's pretty much the symbol of peace for the humans there.
Yeah.
And it's still early in his kingdom, to the point where he doesn't really want to send Momon away, because there might be some unsettling, some unrest.
Yeah.
So he can't just send Momon away. He needs Momon there. Got an alternative. Someone that's as strong as Momon. So he recommends himself, which is crazy because he's a king. Kings don't do this. They don't personally go to war for other countries by themselves. You usually bring like an entourage or something, but you can't do that because you don't want to scare the humans that they're going into battle with. So he just offers his humble services.
Yep. And he says that I am only taking on Yaglabaoth. I'm not helping you with your war. I'm not helping you slaughter the demi-humans. I am taking on the threat that you cannot take on. Gustav is very opposed to this at first. It's like, what happens if he dies?
Yeah, he's a king of a foreign country. What do we do if that king dies?
This is a crazy strong empire. Like, Momon of Darkness is still there. Like, Albedo is still there. These are people that we will get slaughtered by.
Oh, yes.
If we allow anything bad to happen to their Sorcerer King. And Remedius's comeback is just so cold.
She's pretty much like, monster dies either way.
Yeah.
If they slay each other, it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, because they're an order of paladins, and she is not behind Ainz at all.
Mm-hmm.
She does not like the fact at all that they're dealing with the Sorcerer King, but she also knows it's her only option. Eventually, they all agree, and they're headed to the battlefield together, and on the way to that battlefield, Ainz is riding with Nea Baraha, and she's freaking out at first, not because he's undead, but because he's a king.
She's literally just a squire.
She's been appointed to be his side. And Ainz is thinking, oh, she must be afraid that I'm undead and whatnot. But they start striking up a conversation.
They do.
Talk to us a little bit about the dynamic of Nea and Ainz.
First of all, I believe that Ainz is genuinely this way. But if he wasn't, he would be playing her like a fiddle.
Ainz is kind.
He is.
All right?
Yes.
As kind as he can be for the type of person he is.
Yes. But everything he says and everything he does proves that kindness and proves that sense of justice that he is looking for as a paladin. And he points out the flaws. He accepts the flaws. He gives her gifts, like, to help her, though. Not just like, oh, here's something pretty. Useful items that, as someone who can use a bow and arrow, but the paladins don't allow that in their order. They're all swordsmen. Well, why can't you use a bow? You're good at it. Stuff like that. he's really a good guy, and if I didn't know any better, I would think he's really a bad guy.
Well, I mean, he is a villain.
He is.
He is a villain protagonist. There is no good guy that takes over
good
the known
person,
world.
I guess.
I mean, I guess you could, like, he is a villain, but there is kindness. It's hard to explain without watching it. But one thing about that bow that he gives her, it's a runic weapon. And I'm going to spoil one thing, because this is post-credits. Watch it to the end for the post-credits. He's trying to figure out from his subordinate, did you get people interested in runic weapons? Because all throughout the later part of the fight scenes, there's always like these almost very promotional type moments where they're talking about, man, this is ancient runic technology that's thought to be lost to time.
This could actually hurt me.
Yeah, no, this is stuff and this is blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's like, man, they're making it sound really sales bitchy.
I thought, I couldn't figure out why.
Because at the end, post-credits,
he's trying to sell them stuff.
Were you able to sell any of the runic weapons?
Right.
And it's like, really doing that in the middle of this whole war, quest for world domination? You're literally trying to sell runic weapons.
When that clip at the end happened, I was like, oh my god, what are you trying to
I don't know. Like, some things are just...
it's so funny.
This is not something that's full of humor, but
no, it's not by any
just
stretch.
have that joke riddled in at the end. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so wrong and out of place.
It's so hilarious.
Why is it so funny?
Because it was.
So yeah, but Ainz really just kind of mentors Nia.
Yeah, definitely.
He gives her glasses that helps with her vision. He gives her an armor that absorbs so much damage. He gives her the bow that has great range, that has great accuracy. And really, he is building her up to be the hero that can save everyone if and when he fails.
Yeah. Yep.
And as a result of it, she becomes another one
of the
sycophants.
Oh, sycophant is such a word for this show.
Talk to us a little bit about that conversion in Nia.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, at first she's just a paladin searching for justice. And you see people doing things in the name of justice and stuff like that. And you can tell that with Nia, like, that didn't sit well with her. Whatever was said, whatever was done, that's not quite justice. And there's even some harsh things throughout the movie that Ainz has had to do. And he's like...
Tell us about it. Tell us about that scene.
Oh, God, that was terrible. They're going to the city of demi-humans under Yaglabaoth's control. And as the knights are approaching, they get called out from, like, the ramparts. There's a demi-human holding a human child with, like, a knife to his throat. And he's like, you guys come any closer, we're going to kill this kid. You guys keep coming closer, we're going to keep killing people. And Ainz is like... we just gotta do it. Can't stop.
Points out, he's like, if we surrender now, hostages can get used against us the whole time. More people will die. And at that point in time, he's kind of like, I'm taking over here.
And originally, he wasn't even going to be in this fight.
And he lights the wall up with a fireball.
Oh, no, yeah, he just does what needs to be done.
The kid dies. Horribly.
Yeah.
Leads it to where they're able to take back that city with that being the only casualty of record on their side.
Yeah. And it sucks. It really sucks.
But it's war.
War
is hell. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that throughout this. And later on, they try to use hostages in a later battle where Nia is in charge on the wall.
Brutal.
And she just starts shooting her arrows and taking out both the carrier of the hostage and the hostage at the same time. And
they're
she's like
strapped on them. Yeah.
We need to do this to show them that this can't work so that they stop using them.
Yeah.
And the father of the child that was lost to the fireball stands up for Nia's declaration of that, and he joins her in the fight. So that's the type of thing that Ainz molded Nia into. There need to be people who sing his praises like Nia, humans who sing his praises like she does, who are learning from him, ones that he can teach his lessons to and show that it's not good, but it's right.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing, because he's setting it up, because in his first battle with Yaglabaoth, he falls. And it is scripted, 100% scripted. He used too much magic.
Used too much.
Yeah.
An air quotes.
Battling against all the other creatures that are there.
Picking up their slack, kind of helping the humans.
Yeah. And finally, when he's battling Yaglabaoth and the demon maids that are on either side of him, which, by the way, quick funny moment. The reason why Ainz decides to do this is because he's like, Yaglabaoth has them under control. And he's like, if you're able to free them, I'm pretty sure they will follow me. I am doing this for the maids.
The maids.
So there's a lot of moving parts as this battle's happen. There's a member of the royal family that shows back up at the end to become the prince so that they can keep the power in their land if Yaglabaoth gets defeated. He shows up and he plays a role in the end game. And there's many demi-humans that are realizing we can come against Yaglabaoth because the Sorcerer Kingdom is on our side. And the group of snake people approach and they say, if you free our prince, we will help and aid.
I want to point out that the prince was the last male of their race, it sounded like.
Yeah, so he's going to be busy.
So, like, they needed him. It wasn't just like, oh, please free our prince. Like, please free the one person that could help us continue creating.
Yeah, but anyway, so you have all this emerging. You have some demi-human betrayals. You have Ainz freeing like orcs from captivities to head them out to the woods. You have Nia, who is now a mini Ainz, really, when it comes down to it.
Sure.
She takes on that role of leadership when Remedius starts to get overcome with the anger, the direction that everything seems to be going. And you have Ainz defeated and sent into the heart of the land from a big blast from the sky. And all these factors all playing into the end game that is woven so perfectly by Ainz. And really, we're not going to tell you how that plays out. I'm going to take the lead here. This movie was good. You can watch this movie on its own and without knowing about the series. And I think the movie kind of makes you want to watch the series. So I see how things with the lack of fighting could be off-putting, especially for a war one. And the pacing wasn't always the greatest. But I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the way they portrayed Ainz. It represents the franchise well, but it's not the best stuff that the franchise has to offer. The truth of the matter is, it makes me just want to rewatch Overlord again. What about you, Han?
I mean, you hit everything that I was going to say pretty much. It was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a masterpiece. It was still a good movie.
Represented the franchise well.
Yeah, I loved watching Ainz do his thing, and I also agree that it could be standalone. I think getting a little smidge, some of the anime helps add a little flavor, if you will.
Okay.
But I don't think you have to. It was fun. Had some gruesome parts in it, just that warning. I like to warn people if there's like something exceptional. It had some really gruesome parts in it. I wish the pacing would have been better. There was two cool battles I wanted to see, but it faded to black and cut back in. I was like, oh. So I will definitely agree with you there, though. As a whole, it was fun. It was a good watch. The fight scenes that were there were good. Watching Ainz just do his thing is fun.
Yeah, so once again, we explored the character of Ainz Ooal and the events that led up to this battle between the Demon Lord Yaglabaoth and the Sacred Kingdom. Now we look how the Sacred Kingdom rebounded and recruited the Sorcerer King to aid them in their final battle. We got to watch Ainz as he molded Nia into the hero that she needed to be, as this war is now coming to its conclusion. We hope you had as much fun exploring the world of Overlord's Sacred Kingdom as we have, and you consider watching this movie. Bye!
Bye!
So if you like what you heard today, make sure you listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you stream your podcast. Listen to all of our J-Mill for Real podcasts. And hit us up on social media, like, subscribe, and follow. Once again, this was Exploring Anime with Friends. Let's explore together. And now for a word from our sponsors. Binbuster. Live from YouTube, it's Tuesday night, the call sign of the Binbuster YouTube channel. Once you hear this, you know you're about to embark on a journey through pop culture, movies, comics, and more. Buckle up and enjoy the ride every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. EST. Poppin' Cinema with Joe Mama and friends. Showcasing the power of cinema, join Joe Mama as he introduces different friends each week to a movie they have not seen before, popping their cinematic cherry as they talk about the movie they just watched every Tuesday at midnight.
Hey.